the midst of the worst refugee crisis since World War II as people flee conflicts and human rights abuses in places like Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Eritrea. So what are the world's richer countries doing about it? Compared to others, not enough. Currently, it's the developing countries that host most of the world's refugees. And when it comes to Syrians, who make up 1 out of 4 of all global refugees, it's no different. Of the 4 million Syrians who have fled their country since 2011, 3.6 million have ended up in Turkey, Lebanon, and Jordan. Iraq, Egypt, and Libya have taken in Syrians too. And even though Europe appears to be bearing the brunt of the crisis, the entire European continent has received only 348,000 Syrians. But still, EU leaders can't agree on what to do, and the continent's complicated asylum laws aren't helping. The Dublin regulation says refugees can only apply for asylum in the first country that they arrive in. They can't apply from an embassy, so refugees do whatever it takes to reach the continent. For years, human traffickers have preyed on this desperation, and their business is booming. Refugees pay smugglers thousands of dollars, but the fee does not guarantee their safety. Thousands have drowned trying to cross the Mediterranean. Hundreds more have lost their lives trying to make the journey on land. And these laws have put a lot of pressure on Europe's so-called frontline countries. Over 200,000 asylum seekers have entered Greece in 2015 alone. In a bold move, Germany recently upended the Dublin regulation by saying it's willing to take in refugees no matter which country they reach first. Chancellor Angela Merkel wants the rest of Europe to follow Germany's lead.
Europa als Ganzes muss sich bewegen. Die Staaten müssen die Verantwortung für asylbegehrende Flüchtlinge teilen.
Germany says it'll accept 800,000 refugees this year alone. Fueled by anti-immigrant sentiment, some countries are resistant to playing host.
Mi nem kívánunk. És szerintem nekünk jogunk van ahhoz, hogy mi ne akarjunk együtt élni nagyszámú muszlim közösségekkel. Ez a mi politikánk.
And what about the nearby Gulf countries, which are among the richest in the world? Some of them have played a role in the war by backing groups fighting the Syrian government. But guess how many Syrian refugees they've taken in altogether? 0. And the Syrian government's biggest backers in the war, Russia and Iran, have also taken in no Syrians, even though Iran does host around 1 million refugees from other countries. Israel, which occupies a part of Syria, has also refused to take in refugees fleeing the war. And the United States, a country with a proud history of resettling refugees? Well, it's given the most aid to Syrians. But guess how many Syrians were given asylum in the US since 2011? Only around 1,500. But if the US went by IRC suggestions, it should take in 43 times that number. Given the scale of human tragedy and the desperation these refugees now face, shouldn't the world's richer countries step up and do more?